Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan, and the topic of this 10-minute moan is yet another asylum seeker allowed to stay in the country for the most bizarre of reasons. Now this one, which is reported in the Telegraph, claimed that an Iraqi asylum seeker is allowed to stay in the UK after his mother refused to hand over his ID. And obviously the court have then overruled the decision, by the way, to say go home, and allowed him to stay in the country when it went to appeal. Now, he came in 2021, he claimed that his life was at risk in Iraq because he had a problem. He was kidnapped and beaten up by owners of a car that he'd been commissioned to repair. His appeal against the rejection of his asylum was initially thrown out on the basis that it was now 4 years gone and attacking his safety was probably no longer a risk. But the Upper Immigration Tribunal overruled that decision after accepting that his mother, who lives in Iraq, was refusing to hand over his civil status identity card. He needed to return on the basis that she believed his life was at risk. So what's happened here is the mother has made a decision about her son's safety, and that's basically overpowered a judge's decision that he isn't unsafe because this was 4 years ago, away back to Iraq, and he needs this card to get there. So his mother has said, we're not giving you. So he's unable. And the deputy judge on the case ruled that it would be too dangerous for the man to try to return to Iraq without his identification, and granted his appeal under Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, our old chestnut that saves every single person that comes here illegally and gets knocked back but want to stay. There we go, we're like that. Come here, ECHR, come here and bail me out. And at the same time, we are paying all these lawyers, legal aid. To go, come here, ECHR. And it's just, it's a coin fountain. That's what's going on here with this ECHR. Article 3 states that no one shall be subjected to torture or inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment in any circumstances. Now, I kind of get that. But I'm not sure why, if he had his identity card or not, would make that more or less likely. Because what he's saying he can't go back because this guy probably buggered up repairing his car is a bad man and they might hurt him. That was flung out. So now what we're saying is Iraq might torture a guy because his mum's got his ID card and know him. Yeah, okay. We find the appellant would be returning to Iraq without documentation, and he would therefore face a real risk of encountering treatment or conditions which are contrary to Article 3 of the ECHR, said the judge. We remake the decision allowing the appellant's appeal on Article 3 grounds only. The case, disclosed in court papers, is the latest example exposed by the Telegraph where migrants or convicted foreign criminals have won the right to remain in the UK or halt their deportation, often citing breaches of ECHR. Absolutely bonkers. So, I don't know how we fix it. Well, we just stop bringing them here, right? And we commit the ECHR. That would fix it. And we make the UK less desirable to come to than wherever you've left. And I'm not saying that's Iraq, but when you come from Iraq to get to the UK, you must go through about 10 countries. I'm sure one of them could be made more attractive to you. And the dead easy one is SDP. They say, send them to Ascension Islands. Anybody comes into the country illegally, you're going to Ascension Islands. Well, we process you. You probably wouldn't need to do too many flights to the Ascension Islands, which is a wee totty speck in the middle of the Atlantic, South Atlantic Ocean, halfway between the UK and Falkland Islands. It's where they refuel the planes that go there every week. So, we own it. Put that there. You'd probably need to take about 2 folk out there, and everybody would understand. Don't go to the UK because you'll end up in the Ascension Islands. And also make it illegal. That if you arrive in the country illegally, that automatically bars you from being given leave to stay. How would that put you up? That's not saying we'll have no immigration, by the way. That's saying we'll have controlled immigration. We'll bring in who we want, and if you come in as an illegal immigrant or a fake asylum seeker, because there's an asylum process in place in the UK, which gets abused or ignored. So that's not saying we don't have any of that. That's just saying, see all these boatloads and flight loads and containers with people in them. You'd probably stop that. And you'd save lives, because folk die on them every month. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Let me know your comments below. That's always good fun. And YouTube have started doing a new thing for me. See down here, I'll put a video at the end, one that you've not seen, they think you'll like using your analytics. But most importantly of all, unless you're one of these lawyers that makes fortunes out of us charging legal aid to people, inciting ECHR to keep people in the United Kingdom, not you, but
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.